Are you like me and ended up Googling the phrases how to reduce anxiety or how to reduce stress? Then like me, you would have found that one little simple phrase that kept on cropping up time and time again. And that magical word is journaling. Well, like me, you would have sat there and said to yourself, well, what is journaling? Well, today, that's what I'm actually going to cover for you. And I'm not just going to show you how to complete one of those off-the-shelf books that you see on Amazon. I'm actually going to share with you the benefits of my 10 years experience of journaling, and I've looked at many ways of actually doing the journaling. A lot of them haven't worked for me, but I found one or two that actually did work for me. But I'm going to share with you all that I've found, and in that way you can look for yourself and try each one out and see what one actually best works for you in a way to help you increase and improve your mental health. So what we're going to look at today is I'm going to look at ways to journal for better mental clarity, more direction, reflection, when things bad actually happen to you, and then making your day-to-day life better. I'll also explain the process of your emotions, which is powerful to have and to actually use for yourself to improve your own mental health. Together, we're going to look at taking your vague thoughts and actually turn them into something solid that can have a huge impact on your life and change for the better. First, let's look at the simple question, why should you actually start practicing journaling in the first place? Well, firstly, it's a great way of doing self-therapy, especially with how expensive going to see a therapist is, and actually trying to find a therapist actually works for you. There are many out there and it can take a while, but at least for journaling, you're making that small step into starting to get things better for you. So by using the journal, you don't have to make huge changes in your life or take large chunks out of your time or your schedule to get that personal growth that you want. You need to start by doing something really small. It's like your own personal seed, and then you nurture that seed with small changes that over time gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and then helps you to get to that huge change that you're so proud of. And you'll look back and you'll think, wow, look how far I've actually come. So all you need to do is actually just start practicing journaling to create it into a daily habit, and it will start that personal growth. So let's start then by looking at a range of journaling techniques that I've looked through and go through each of them, and let's have a look and see if we can find one that resonates with you to get you into a world of journaling. So number one, journaling for clarity. This is where you do a mind dump and you just write down everything that's happened to you during the day and just get it down on paper. This could either be in one huge session at the end of the day, or you can actually take the time and do it in little small sections throughout the day as things are actually happening to you. You can use an A4 notepad or an A5 notepad, just one that you can buy from any local supermarket. You don't have to go and buy expensive ones, but if you want to get a nice leather bound one, you can do. It's up to you, it's your preference, it's your journal after all. And also just to let you know, this is a great method that allows you to declutter your mind. So it's getting all your feelings out there on paper. It helps you to release that anxiety and the stress in your life. But the great thing is, because you've got it down on paper, you can go back and look at it again at a later date and reflect on what happened. And then do it at a time where you're feeling a lot more calm and in a better mindset. And then talking about mindsets, number two, journaling to actually break your mindset. Now you'll need to use 3 different exercises so you can break the mindset that you're currently in. And these are, just get a sheet of paper and write on 6 impossible things that could actually happen. So make a little bullet point list for those 6 things, and it can be really simple, like tomorrow I'll wake up as an elephant, or tomorrow I'll have the knowledge of a rocket scientist. It's silly things, but it's things that can't possibly happen. But it's getting your mind to think about something completely different than what's been happening during the day. Then next, how can you make somebody else happy right now? So jot down 5 to 10 bullet points of things that you could possibly say to a friend or a colleague or a family member that can make them instantly feel better about themselves. Now, this is breaking you out of your mindset of negativity and into you thinking more positive about things. It's always easier to think about positive things for somebody else and not yourself. But because you're saying them, those endorphins will start being released in your mind and help you reduce that anxiety and relieve the stress. Now, the third one, it's what is something in my immediate surroundings that you haven't noticed before? So it could be just looking at, I'll go that way, so the picture's behind me, notice something about one of those Highland cows that's in there. You can think, oh, I've not noticed that before. Or you look around and you think, oh, actually, that's moved. When did I move that to a different part of the shelf? Now, the chair's a lot more comfortable than what you normally think it is. It's just something else to get you to break that mindset that you're in and thinking about something else. It's like a little bit of mindfulness that you can actually do in that short little period. Now, the next one is number 3, and it's journaling for daily reflections. Now, this is actually the most common form of journaling that most people do. And this can be done using actually one of those off-the-shelf books that I mentioned before. My favourite one, you can't really see it properly in this light, you see it embossed. It's actually a journal planner. And I've actually found these to be really useful. And just to show you, so they've actually got some great things for actually jotting things down. And you've got things on from what you've done each day, goals for the week, habit trackers are in there, your personal to-do lists, things that made you feel great, things that you want to learn new for that week. And these are absolutely brilliant. They really are. And I love my journal planner, and I've been using these now for about 3 years. And it was actually a woman who talks about Etsy who actually introduced me to the planner. That's how she used them for herself. And I just started it. It was absolutely brilliant. So I just started using those journal planners, and they are absolutely brilliant. I've got lots of links down below to actually explain the different ways of doing them. But you don't need to use an off-the-shelf one. You can actually make your own in your A4 notepad or A5 notepad. So all you need to do is answer these following questions. How did you feel about today? List 3 things, people, places or situations that you're grateful for of what happened today. What did you appreciate about today? What made you happy today? What did you do that you're proud of today? And then how can you actually celebrate that? If possible, what would you have done differently today? What did you learn today? What is your goal for tomorrow? What bothered you today? What are the 3 biggest goals that you have? And what did you do today is one step closer to achieving one of those 3 goals. Right, so we're halfway through our journey into journaling. So if you're liking what you're seeing so far, please do me a favour and hit that like button down below. It does tell the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying the content and helps push it out to more people, so they might actually enjoy it as well. So now that you've done that, you have done that, haven't you? If not, please do it for me. So let's continue our journey into journaling with number 4, which is journaling for habits and a lifestyle audit. So with these, you will need to be quite harsh with yourself. You've got to be honest. It helps you keep track of all the good habits that you want in your life, such as drinking more water, eating more fruit, practicing meditation, going out for walks. It's a quick and easy way of keeping track of the habits then and help you motivate yourself to stay onto those tracks. Again, for these, it's actually best to use one of the habit tracking journals or even a habit tracking calendar. And I've got some links to in the description down below to some great choices that you'll find on Amazon. Now on to number 5, journaling for when bad things happen. I suggest for this that you use a blank notepad for these and write half a page of each of the following questions. Number 1, what happened objectively? What did I make it mean? So what did you make it mean to yourself? How would I comfort a friend if they actually went through this themselves? And then how is it the best thing to actually happen to me? So yes, something bad has happened, but what can you learn from that? So the next time it happens, it won't affect you in that sort of way of what it did last time. Now, it's a great way of building up your resilience, then you feel better about yourself in the future. Now on to number 6, journaling for decision making. So what you need to do is, what is your decision or problem? And write that down in 1 or 2 sentences. And then, so I need you to write down 10 options. Try for 10. 1 or 2 is okay, but the more you can put on there, the better. So what are your options then for actually overcoming the problem or validating that decision that you made? And also then think, if you had to make that decision in 60 seconds, which one of those would you actually choose to do? And lastly, could you live then with that outcome? That's just a simple yes or no answer. That's a great way of, if you've got an important decision to make and you're not quite sure how to handle it. And now on to number 7, which is journaling for direction in your life. So for this, you need to create a bullet point list for each of these. What did you want 5 years ago? So a nice little list of all the things you wanted in life 5 years ago in the past. Now, another bulleted list for what do you want now? And I literally mean right now, today. Then, what do you think you'll want in 5 years' time? And then the fourth lot is, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? And this is a great way for you then to get it down on paper so you don't forget it, and then you can reflect on it later on a different day or even a different week. Now we've covered those, it's your turn. Have a try on each of these different styles and find the one that actually resonates the best with you, and then choose that one. But what I want you to do is put in the comment section below what ones you've tried, what ones did you think didn't work for you. Let us know, and then also let us know what one you are going to continue with. And this will actually helping other people and encourage them to try out those ideas and go, oh, well, that one worked for me, and I want to share that with somebody else. And then the other person will go, oh, I'll give that one a try actually. Yeah, it worked for that person, so maybe that will work for me. If you want to be notified when new content comes out, hit the subscribe button down below. If you want to be notified when new content comes out, do me a favour, hit the subscribe button down below, and then also have a look at this playlist here of some of my more recent videos, and hopefully you'll enjoy those and get a better understanding about your mental health. Until next time, bye.